Hello, my name is Ella Ferris, and the topic that I chose to write about for my argumentative essay is the effects of online learning on a student's education and well-being in college or high school level, and how online learning needs to shift back to a tangible classroom, which is a little ironic since I'm in an online class. My thesis that I incorporated into my research states, to keep the quality of education and the well-being of the student body in a positive state, traditional in-person education must be the standard for students due to the limited education, seclusion, and mental health issues brought on by the commonality of online education. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, online education has been just the go-to for students. It has been very common. It's been almost the easy way out for a lot of students. They get away with they get a lot more leeway online, some would say. And that will be shown in my research, which I will show and present later. Just giving some background, approximately 1 in 3 college students are placed primarily in an online course with no actual on-campus courses to attend. And that was according to Babson survey research. And also according to Babson survey research, approximately student success in an online course can be measured 1 standard deviation lower than a student placed in an on-campus course. So along with that background info, just the students' mental health also, along with their declining success in their classes, is just becoming even more prevalent in today's society. Mental health, anxiety, depression is just so much more common, and I really believe that it could be from online classes, and that is also shown in some research shown later. Moving on to my lines of argument section, the 3 reasons that I incorporated for my lines of argument are the decline of student success, the mental health issues that are prevalent, and the seclusion that students feel while in an online course. So for my first reason, which is the lowering of student success, according to the American Economic Review, online courses do not promote a strong work ethic, and it is also shown that students have a much easier way to cheat in online courses. Moving on to the seclusion for the student. Collaboration between students is just an easy way to have a day-to-day conversation with someone. When you're in an online course, you don't have the ability to just sit down and communicate with someone and collaborate with someone. And that's just very hard to do online through email and through making videos and even through Zooms. There's a lot of just technical difficulties, and there's not a feeling of connection. Moving on to the mental health aspect. According to the Asian Journal of Psychology, a study shows that students that are enrolled in online classes have symptoms such as loneliness, loss of appetite, sadness, anxiety, loss of motivation, difficulties in reading and retaining information, cabin fever, and insomnia. So just being in an online course brings those traits on so much easier for a student, and that is not beneficial towards a student's education and their well-being as a whole, which is more important. Moving on to my refutation, the arguments of the others include that students with busy schedules deserve to take online classes because it can promote a bigger horizon for them to have, especially people such as student athletes. Another argument is that students that have learning disabilities or who also have special needs may deserve an online education because they have more time to work on the work. And then the last is adults wanting to go back to school. It's an easier route for them. So my rebuttal to that is that being in an online course versus an in-person course, you're not retaining as much information. And the students that are enrolled in these courses, such as student athletes or students with disabilities, them just needing more time to complete is not as important as the quality of the education. Professors will meet you where you are. Students with disabilities and special needs, they will get the time that they need. student athletes, their main priority should be their education rather than their sport. Even if they're going to pursue their career and it's going to be their sport, your education is an extremely important aspect in your life. However, I do agree with the adults going back to school. If you want to go back to school, get a further education, but you have a family, a job, a million things on your plate, and the only resource you have is online, I truly believe that is a main reason you should take this online course. I feel like that is I'd rather anybody have an education than no education. Moving on to my conclusion. My thesis states, to uphold the standard of education for students today, traditional in-person education must be the standard for students due to the limited education, seclusion, and mental health issues brought on by the commonality of online education. I believe that not only students, but admin and professors need to voice this. They need to encourage students to, at least if they're in an online class, make a community, make an online community, or meet in person. I believe your education grows from communication. I really do think. I think that's why communication classes are very important. We need to know how to talk to each other and how to collaborate. And I mean, if our education is declining, we need to stop that now. I think that if it just continues to decline, what is the future going to look like? Is it going to be impacted by our loss of knowledge? Is AI and, robots, are they going to take over? People say that, but it could really happen. And that's what I believe my significance of my research is. It is to encourage the call to action to make our education extremely important to us. It needs to have a significance. Well, thank you so much and have a great day.